Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing another video on growing oak trees from seeds. The seeds are called acorns if you didn't know already. And we've got a lot of oak trees around here, and over the years I have grown quite a few from seed. I've got some over there which I will show you. But what I'm going to do now is, as you can see, that's an oak tree behind me. Uh, we're in November, so it's just starting to lose its leaves. But the acorns have fell quite a while ago now, about a month ago, and they're all starting to germinate on the ground. So I'm going to take you over and show you that, and we'll head over to. We're surrounded by oak trees, so there's more over there which I can show you as well. And there's also some little oak trees starting to come up where I've left underneath the trees. I haven't cut the grass or anything, so the ones that the squirrels buried last year are coming up. So if you're interested, guys, I'll try and answer some of the questions from my previous oak tree videos. I've had a lot of questions because I didn't really think it through so well and didn't answer a lot of things which I should have. So I will try and answer all the questions today. But if there is any other questions, just leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you. Okay, so these are all oak trees along here. I believe they're Old English oak, but apparently a lot of people in the comments have said they look like white oak, so I'm not sure if that's a similar species, but when they grow in England or the UK, we just call them Old English oaks, unless they are different, I don't know, but it's a big old oak tree anyway. The trunk's about 1 metre wide at the base there, or more, so it's a pretty old tree. We're on a bit of a steep slope here, so it's a bit awkward filming. I kind of had to stand sideways, but that's that tree there where I'll get most of my acorns from. I'll choose the biggest tree and collect acorns from around the base of it, just because the acorns are nice big meaty acorns. So I'll take you over there and I'll just show you some of the acorns started sprouting on the ground. So here's the base of that tree. I can get close to it, but it's not actually on our property. It's in the farmer's field next door. But just look how big that trunk is. I'm still good 3 meters away from it. That's at least 1 meter across there, and probably about 2 or 3 meters around. A big old tree. But what I did this year is all this area around here I didn't cut at all, because I wanted to see, just to show you guys really, that the most easy way to get oak trees, or to grow oak trees from acorns, is to let nature start them off for you. So as you can see here, these have all sprung up this year. That's a little oak tree, and there'll be quite a few of them. I haven't really had a good look. There's another one there, another one there, another one there. Nice big one over there. Well, another little one there. This one's got a bit bigger. So they do vary greatly on how fast they grow. There can be minor differences, like this bit of soil could be richer, or it could just get a bit more light, or it could just grow faster, just because all the seeds are different, just like people. So there's plenty of them springing up, so that's the easiest way to get an oak tree. Let's come and look around an oak tree in the wild. There's another nice big one. These are all grown just this year, so that's 1 year's growth in the ground. That's about a foot, or 12 to 14 inches, I'd say. The other way is to just go around collecting the acorns. So if you come out about now, we're in autumn, well into autumn, they fell about a month ago. and they just start germinating on the ground. The other way is you can collect them, obviously, and you can just plant them in little plant pots, or you can wrap them up in tissue and do it indoors if you want. Some damp tissue in a little Ziploc bag or a little airtight container, and you can germinate them quite easily. This species of oak doesn't require cold stratification, which means it doesn't require the acorns to go through a cold spell. Not that I found anyway, because obviously they're germinating now, and we're not even in winter yet, and they're already sprouting away in the ground here. So whatever variety of oak this is, doesn't need cold stratification. Another one there. But if you've got one that does, or if you're unsure, you can just pop them in the fridge for a few weeks or a couple of months. However long you feel, you can try a few without doing it. Stick some in the fridge. If the other ones don't work, then get the ones out of the fridge. I don't think that they need too long. It just has to mimic sort of like a little winter period. Sometimes in nature, things won't grow until the following spring. That's just nature's way of protecting it from the harsh winter. Another thing to note is that if you do decide to grow them, whether you plant some acorns in the ground or if you do them in little pots, you will have to be careful the squirrels don't eat them all, because obviously they do love acorns. A lot of these were probably actually planted by the squirrels, so if you plant enough, the chances are they won't get them all. Or you can protect them. You can just say, for instance, if I planted a few in like a little square foot area, you could just put a bit of mesh over the top, like chicken wire sort of stuff, metal mesh. Or if you've got like a little outbuilding or something, you can put the plant pots in there, just somewhere where they can't get them. But as you can see round our way, we don't really have to worry about that because there's plenty to go around. There's no chance of squirrels eating all these. Just look at them all. I could start my own little acorn business off with all these. I've had a lot of people ask me also if I can post them seeds and stuff. Unfortunately, I don't think we're allowed to in the UK. I don't think we're allowed to send stuff like that abroad. But if you are in the UK, obviously there's oak trees all over the place anyway. So anyway, I'll stop going on about it now. Hopefully I've explained enough for you to grow your own ones. I'll take you back over to my vegetable garden, and I'll just show you some of the ones which I've started off at an earlier time, last year and the years before that. Okay, so we're back in my vegetable garden now. You can see I've got a lot of trees in pots. I've kind of got a bit addicted to salvaging trees from various places and just growing them in pots. The original idea was to start a little nursery business. But these are just 3 of the oak trees which I've grown. So this little middle one here, this is one of the ones I planted in the last video when I grew them from an acorn. So this is not exactly, but more or less 1 year old to the day. This one here is a few years older. So they grow relatively slow. Obviously, if it was in the ground, it would grow probably twice as fast as what they do in a pot. Like you saw in the video, there was ones over there which sprouted this year, which were coming up to 1.5 foot tall. This one's probably about 6 to 8 inches. There's another one there which I did a video on where we turned it into a little bonsai tree, wrapped some wire around it and bent the trunk. I've taken the wire off now, and as you can see it's set in that position now, so that's another thing that I'm into, is bonsai. And I have got one more. I don't tend to keep too many of them. I haven't got the space to have loads of oak trees in pots. But here's another one. This one's a lot older. They're all losing their leaves now. They're all just falling off. And all the buds are waiting for next year, for spring, before they come out. This has been cut multiple times, trying to keep it small. And I've also put this into one of my homemade concrete pots, which I made. Also did a video on that, I believe. So this one's a lot older. I actually salvaged this one when I was clearing someone's garden. So I'm unsure the exact age, but I would say it's at least 10 years old. And obviously, if I hadn't cut it, it'd probably be about 15 foot tall if I'd have just left it where it was in the ground. Anyway, so I'll try and keep you updated a bit more on my trees, which I'm growing from seeds, cuttings. A lot of them I pick up in garden centres, from the hospital bays, or a salvage from clients' houses. I do a lot of garden clearances and overgrown area clearances. So a lot of the things like that there was a stump from a hazelnut tree, which I had to cut down, unfortunately. But I thought I'd take it home with me, stick it in a pot, because it had this really cool looking trunk. And it survived. This is what grew this year, just that one branch. But I'm sure next year we'll get loads more growth on there, now that the roots have established. And same with that birch tree there. So this is what I'm into. I really like growing trees. At some point, when we get a bit of land, I do plan to plant my own little forest. So all these trees will be planted somewhere eventually. Anyway guys, so I hope I've answered all the questions that I had on my last video. If you want to check out any of my old videos, just go back through. I've got various playlists. I've got a tree growing playlist. So if you're interested in trees, just go look through that. And I've got playlists for bonsai and pot making and various other things. So obviously the main reason I started YouTube was to the vegetable garden side of things, but the trees actually seem more popular than that, so I'm going to be trying to move more towards that sort of thing in the future. But anyway, every comment you leave also helps my channel a lot, and every like and share also helps a lot as well. So thank you everyone who has already subscribed to me and commented. Thank you very much. I will see you on my next video. Hope you all have a great winter.